Good evening, Periscope. Keith B. Dixon, it's official. You are in the Kilo Bravo Delta Zone. Welcome to the 7705 broadcast. I am dual broadcasting to YouTube and Periscope tonight. Let's go. We're going to be talking a little bit about urban landscape photography, and guess what? We will definitely be talking about Exposure 101. Let's do this. If you're brand new to the community, you can definitely find us on Facebook. Just use the hashtag in a group search. You got to do a group search. You can't find us just on a regular profile page. You got to do a group search. Use the hashtag Bomb Squad and look for our banner. It looks something like this, but it will definitely be in red. And boy, do I have a big surprise for you guys tonight. This is going to be epic in terms of the offering, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And welcome again to the Bomb Squad community. My name is Keith B. Dixon, Chief Evangelist, co-founder of X101, Xposure 101, creator of the Bomb Squad community. Yes. How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you for sharing out the broadcast. Thank you. I appreciate that. And again, if you're not watching on Periscope, you can be watching on YouTube. I'm over there on YouTube as well. And if you're watching over there, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Anyhow, oh yeah, we got a big surprise for you guys tonight. Big surprise tonight. Yes. So, Exposure is 16 days away, and I'm super excited. It's actually a little bit closer for me because I get there early. So, I can just run through whatever we need to run through. And I got to tell you, it's pretty exciting. Tonight, I'm going to introduce you to two more speakers. And you guys already know. What's up? What's up, Captain Deshaun? DG in the DMV. What's up? Graphic designer extraordinaire. Hey, let me see who's in the scope really quick. Let's do names and locations, and then we're going to get this show rocking. Because I got a surprise for you guys. I really do. What's up? There he is. Who is it? Jersey Joe, Captain Joe, Commander Mike, Deshaun, Joe, and Amber. What's up? Yes. Michelle, how you doing? How are you guys feeling tonight? Are you feeling good tonight? Martin from Cleveland. There he is. My man Martin. What's up? Calvin from Fort Worth. Yes. There he is. Jersey Joe, Captain Joe. He's extraordinary in social media. We have some extraordinary people in our squad on social media, you guys. We really do. Let's see. Joe is on the YouTube side as well. I'm loving it. So, you guys, and YouTube, YouTube is a pretty interesting platform. I actually kind of like it because you can actually watch YouTube on your television. There's if you have a smart TV, there's this interface that you can use. It's a little icon. You just click it, and YouTube goes right to. It's like YouTube television. It's crazy. Matter of fact, I think they have this feature that's like $39 or something like that. That allows you to bring in all the major networks, and you can watch it on any big screen television. So it'd be real interesting to see where we are in terms of television next year. So here's the conference, you guys. Our speaker lineup is extraordinary, and it's going to be every day. I'm going to talk about a speaker, some speakers, at least a speaker, and introduce you to them and what they do. And funny thing, I was talking to Sean earlier, and I was just telling him, I was like, wow, I'm actually impressed. I'm impressed at how difficult it is to pick a class, literally. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm seeing it from the back end. You see it from the back end, and it's going to be impactful because of the way you're putting it together. But when I actually went in there and used the registration interface myself and saw the selection and the offering of classes, I got kind of excited. I kind of felt like if I wasn't a part of this, I'd have to go. And I want to take all the classes. And we have Commander Mike South doing his class twice. And I think it's filled up both times. And one of the reasons why we did that was because, watch this, you guys. One of the reasons why we did that was because we feel that workflow is probably one of the most important things that you're going to have to establish in your business, in your photography, hands down. So, that's important. And who better than to actually do that class than our own Mike South? Yes, I'm going to call him a Terry White protege. he's he's going to get there one day. My nickname for him is Mike the Scientist, and he's going to deliver for you. He's going to keep it interesting, and that's hard to do sometimes with technologies to keep people interested. But you guys, you got to. This is ground zero. You got to start there because here's what's going to happen. You're going to build up your images. You're going to get to about 2,000 images, and you're not going to know where they are or even where they live. You're not going to be able to find them. You won't even know what you have. And that's important. It's important for your social media. It's important for your blog. So that organization really ties into my social media class. And I want you guys to really understand the importance of being organized in photography. It is the kiss of death if you do it the wrong way. So let's dive into, you know what? Do you guys want some news? Do you want some exciting news? Maybe a surprise? Do you want a surprise? Throw in a Wi-Fi for me. Throw up a Wi-Fi. If you want to be surprised right now, you want to be excited. You want to be excited. You want a surprise. Are you guys ready? Because I got one for you coming up right now. Watch this. Okay, quit playing. Quit playing, Keith. Are you serious? I am dead serious. You guys, we now have ready to go right now. You can go to the website, the Xposure 101 Detroit t-shirts, you guys. Yes. And you know what? Sean is I'm gonna call Sean like the t-shirt master. And here's how it works out. Aperture plus ISO plus shutter speed equals exposure, baby. Come on now. $20. And here's the ideal behind this. We want to be self-funded, you guys. That's where we want to go, literally. We want to be self-funded, so we don't have to rely on sponsorships. And we're going to do. We got a whole bunch of things in store for these conferences because we want the sponsors when they show up to feel like they're getting value, that we're actually doing a lot of the work, and they're not just paying for something. So that's our ideal there. We're going to start right here. Baby steps, and this money that we're going to raise is going to go towards the conference. It's going to go towards you. And the red shirt is called Bomb Squad Rock That Red. That's the name of it. And then gray and white balance is the other shirt. Those are the actual names of the shirts, you guys, and they're available right now. All you have to do, how many of you guys are following me on Twitter right now? Thank you, Commander Mike. How many of you are following me on Twitter? Because if you are, you probably saw that tweet come out about 10 or 15 minutes ago, talking about the t-shirt. So it was kind of like a secret if you weren't paying attention. But if you were paying attention, I know you're not surprised now. But there it is right there. Go to our Xposure site, order up those t-shirts. Look, I want to share something with you guys. We have over 300 people registered for the conference officially. Let's sell 300 t-shirts. Yes. We going in. Let's sell 300 t-shirts, you guys. Can we do that? Throw up a Wi-Fi if you want the community to sell 300 t-shirts. We're going to dump that cash right back into the community. It's going to allow us to not only bring speakers in, but it's going to allow us to reach out to smaller communities and serve and continue to do things for free. My goal as a community, as a community of photographers, is to be self-sufficient. And we can do it. We've got sizes. We've got sizes for you. So the design is aperture, ISO, shutter speed equals exposure, you guys. This is the hottest t-shirt on the planet. And these colors will be limited edition, by the way. These colors will. So we'll put these colors on and then take them off, because you know what? We want to build up collector's items, classics. So let's sell 300 of these. and get this show on the road. All right, let's talk about one of our speakers, Terry White. You guys, Terry White, um, great guy, uh, native to Detroit, and one of our speakers. And he has the Tech Tribe, and you can find them on Facebook. And here's I wanted to highlight his blog, and I wanted to highlight it for a very good reason. A lot of what I do in my business in terms of making decisions on technology, I will generally go to Terry's blog first because he's very forthcoming about the products that he uses. Not only is he an Adobe worldwide evangelist and he has traveled all over the world speaking, but as you can see from this picture, he knows how to work technology. And I'm going to tell you, that's a real gift. That's a real gift to know how to coordinate and work technology to produce or create something. So, if you're any Adobe product, and I got to tell you guys, let me tell you, I'm a little biased now. I'm mostly an Adobe using kind of photographer, and there are some other products that I do use, but for the most part, Lightroom has been my product forever. I've always used Lightroom from the inception. I've actually started on Photoshop version 5. Now, you diehard Photoshoppers out there, you you probably, if you were before version 5, I know you are old school OG. Anybody out there used Photoshop before version 5, 5.0? How many of you guys even remember that? Version 5.0. Anybody out there remember that? Anybody? Okay, so we don't have no real super OGs on there. What about you, Faith? Version 5, yes. So here's Terry White. He has a great blog. He constantly updates it, and I got to tell you, definitely one of the best. Yep. Lightroom 2. Yep. I remember when Lightroom first came. Matter of fact, I was using Aperture for Mac when Lightroom first came out, and one of the reasons why I got away from Aperture was because it didn't network. You couldn't use it across the networks, and with Lightroom you could. Yep. So there it is. So very, very, very knowledgeable. And as you can see, look at his social media numbers: 49,000 followers on Twitter, 51,000 fans on Facebook, and 380,000 subscribers on Facebook. Terry has massive social media numbers, you guys. Massive. Yeah, there was actually only one feature that I liked, Commander Mike, with Aperture, and that was the ability to bring up all the images and basically move them around the screen. But that was it. So what's up, Van? All right, let's take a look at the co-founding member of Xposure, Sean Lee. And you guys have heard me talk about Sean. I'm just going to let this run through his images. Sean Lee is not only a personal friend of mine, he's also my business partner and co-founding member of the Xposure 101. He's also an advisor. He's an advisor to the Bomb Squad. And I got to tell you, I like to study photographers. I like to study the why. Why did they do that? Why does it work? Why is it different? Why does it impact? And obviously, if I'm going to be in business with Sean, I've got to understand why he shoots the way he shoots. And I thought about this for years. And I met Sean a long time ago, at a conference. He was speaking at the Miller's booth, and he just impacted me right away. I was writing for Examiner.com in the arts and entertainment section, and I saw him on stage, and it was just, to be honest with you, it was unbelievable to see a black guy on stage speaking at WPPI, because you just didn't see that. Our population was super small, and he was unconventional in terms of how he spoke. And that's what caught my attention. And I pulled him over. I said, "Where are you from?" He says, "I'm from Detroit." And just like that. And I was like, okay. And When he got off stage, just like he spoke on stage, he spoke to me, and I was like, I'm going to start following you, and that's how our relationship began. So, yeah, and when you look at his style and you know his personality, the thing that I love the most is his work is reflective of his personality. Like he's really in his work. That fist in your face that you see right there, that angle that most photographers would never shoot, the close up, the mood, the tone, the lighting. When you look at his senior's work, it's unlike any other senior's work that you've ever seen. Look at the foot in your face. Now, if you know Sean, he knows, like, you know what? I'm going to hit you in the chest where it counts, right? I'm going to hit you in this information. I'm going to hit you with this information in the chest where it counts. Um, that's reflective in his work. And that's the one thing that I really enjoy about looking at what he does. It's different. His work is different. Very high key, very in your face, very unconventional, very different. Very different, you guys. And that's why Sean Lee is Sean Lee. And if just taking a look at a lot of these images, if you'll notice one thing, that all the imagery that you see and the items that the people are holding, that's important to those kids, so they bring it in. They bring it in, and that's how he photographs them. If this is exciting and makes sense to you, I want you guys to drop in 1.1. Let's go. 1.1. Let's do this. 1.1. Drop in 1.1 for me. 1.1. There we go. Fantastic. I like that. See, that's Deshaun, creative, right? One and then PT, one. All right. Now, you guys know that I put out a daily. I put out a digital daily, and it's called F Stop It Now. And you can read into that title. It's a double entendre, you guys. This comes out every day at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, and I curate this on a regular basis. I literally go in here and read these articles, and this is how I keep up with the industry news. It's important. You have to be able to keep up with the industry news. So Jeremy Cowart, he has it's an okay article. You know, let's look at this with the third eye, you guys. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and an interview with Jeremy Cowart. He's a pretty popular photographer, well respected, and I was looking through this, and then I saw this picture right here, and I had to stop right here and ask myself a question about what does this mean in context? Because now I want you to think about this. Um, when I see photos like this, and even photos of like homeless people or destitute people, I think about Doretha Lang and the Dust Bowl. Those photos brought attention to a situation that was horrific. The depression. And as I look at this, I'm thinking, what is this photo gonna do? What is this photo going to do for those people? Is it exploitation? Is it commercialization? And I'm thinking with the third eye, and I'm thinking out loud. What is the purpose of this photo? And then if I didn't know who took it, the first thing I would do is go back and look at the photographer. And if they have a long history of creating photographs like this, I want to see how it's creating change. I want to see if it's photojournalistic. What is it? What is the purpose of this photo? Or does it basically create something we call advertorial? Is it advertorial? Is it advertising something like, hey, look at me, I travel the world and I do what I do? So that would be my question. So, and just looking at this with the third eye and being objective, that's how I see it. So, and that's how I saw it. So a lot of photographic technique, and again, well-respected photographer. We're always going to look at things with a third eye. I'm not going to pull any punches. There's Sting. So he's photographed a lot of celebrities and that's all cool and everything. There it is right there. So an interesting article, I think, in terms of why. My question would be, if I was a new photographer starting out, why would I read this? Why is this important? And that would be the question I would ask myself. Why am I going to read this article? What is it going to bring? What is it going to spark an ideal? Like, this is a cool photo right here. I actually like this contrast is dope. Like, this is a dope photo. I get this. So now we're talking. And then it goes into his list. We can destroy hunger. Bring attention. This is bringing attention. So I get I totally get this. This message means something to me because I'm familiar with this situation over in Africa. And here, it's obvious, versus the other photo that I don't understand the context in. So here's the contrast to that. There are people out there starving, and he's using his platform to bring attention to that, and that's very respectable. So here's the contrast. So we look at this, we can destroy hunger, and then we look at this photo, and I tried to read the text, but I didn't see where it explained anything. So I'm not familiar with this. And remember, with visuals, it's got to tell a story right away. It's got to connect. It's got to say something, because if I look at this and I'm trying to gain understanding, I'm going to start looking for text that relates to it. And I didn't see that here. So that would be my interesting insight onto this particular article. Is this making sense for you guys? Is this helpful? And what I'm doing is I'm drawing in a definition of what we see, because as photographers, we've got to be able to see things in context, because if we don't see it in context, the audience that we're serving is not going to see it in context. Is this making sense? Throw up a Wi-Fi if this is making sense for you. I know I'm going in kind of tough, but exposure's coming up, and this is just kind of what I do. Versus here, yeah, foreign language on the leaf. Yep. Not understanding what that means, but I can definitely relate to this. You know what? It's hard for me sometimes to imagine. We live in a bubble here in the United States, and there are people out there that can't even get water. I mean, it's hard to fathom. So I get this. And if I have a platform this big, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go somewhere and bring attention to situations like that. So I wanted to share that with you. And then here's another article. Let's dissect this. You guys know I study social media a lot. I study media a lot. I'm a media person. I wouldn't call myself a journalist. What's up, Michelle, on the YouTube side? What's going on? I wouldn't call myself a journalist. I'm more of a media type of person. And when I see articles, again, I'm going to go back to the third eye. I got to think about it with the third eye. Not in terms, because titles are designed to just whip you right in. Like, we got to get people to read this. So let's come up with this clever title. 5 great reasons why you should include a Facebook Live as part of your digital strategy. We can run a title analysis on that, and that would probably score pretty high. It got my attention. But what happens after that? Well, I go down and I see this graphic, and Facebook is at the very top. I don't know. My next question would be, where's the research coming from? And it looks like this is coming from Hootsuite. I'd want to see how they arrived at this. But why wouldn't they score high? Facebook is self-contained. There's no advertising outside of that. It's built on, every person's network is built on friends that they know. I don't know. I don't know if that's attractive to me, because my friends may not want to buy photography. Friends sometimes don't want to work with friends. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking out loud here. We've got to think this through. Versus all the other platforms like Instagram, where you post an Instagram and it could be seen on the web, or you post a Twitter, it could be seen on the web. So, I don't know, because it's more than just likes and all that. It's engagement, it's retweets, it's impressions. But if it's self-contained, obviously it's going to be a little tighter. Maybe it is going to stand out. And again, I'm just thinking out loud here, when I see this, because if you don't understand Facebook, you might see this article and it's like, oh, you know what? I read this article. I'm going to rush and do Facebook Lives. But what if your market is not on Facebook Live? Where's the opposing information? Because this is one sided when you think about it. 5 reasons why you should do something. Well, what are the reasons why I shouldn't do it? I don't know. Stream and break news quickly. What if nobody's watching? How do we do that? What if I'm brand new? I'm super brand new. The argument would be this is for companies who are who may have an audience and maybe they're on the edge of doing it. This is going to be of value. I don't know. So anyway, it does state as a business to business marketer, as a business to business. So it's stating who the audience is. Thank you, Mike. It's stating who the audience is right out the top. But I'm going to tell you this is going out to everyone. So it's not real targeted. It's not real targeted because, it's going out to everybody. So I want you to think about that. Again, I'm thinking out loud. I could be wrong. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let's take a poll right now. Sean Lee, what's up? What do you guys think? Let's drill through this real quick. Any comments? Does it make sense? If I'm off track, just say, Keith, you're off track. And Sean, hang on, because I want to share something with you. I want to share some info with you. So you don't have to go back and watch the replay. You guys, what are you guys thinking? Does this make sense to you? If it does, if you don't feel like typing, you might not feel like typing. If this is making sense to you, throw up a Wi-Fi. Keith, we're going to think with the third eye now. And if you're on the YouTube side, you can throw up a Wi-Fi too. All right. Sean, we just talked about you. Matter of fact, I'm highlighting speakers from X101. See, and you just got in here late, so you just missed it. And what we did, I want you to, Sean, because I want you to know this. I want you to see this live. I want you to really understand what this means here. We were talking about your work, and we were saying, if you know Sean Lee, he's animated, in your face, and your personality flows out into your work. And watch the replay, because I want you to know that's important. And, I've went through and studied a lot of your images, and, we've been friends for a while, and, I get it. It's in your face. And I'm waiting for that shoe picture to come up. I think it's in here. Yeah, there it is. That foot in your face. Sean, we've had tons of conversations, and the style, the high key lighting matches his personality, because Sean has a high key personality, right? You guys get that? I want to drive that point home, because put your personality, your soul into your work. Whew. My goodness. I get passionate about this stuff, you guys. Oh, did I bring up the t-shirt again? If you're watching and you just tuned in, you guys, you got to jump. We want to sell 300 shirts. I want to break a record. We reinvest that money back into the community. Our number one, let me tell you what our mission statement is right away. Our mission is to be a self-sustaining, did I say that? Self-sustaining community. We don't need sponsorship. Well, I'm just joking right now. I'm just kidding right now. We need sponsorship. But you know what? This is the start. This is the step, the pebble, the stone, the rock. I don't know. You guys, we need this. Let's go. We are going to build this community up so that we can pay our own way. Remember, hey, the companies that are supporting us, they're giving us seed money. So guess what we're going to do? Just like you are going to pay to attend in the third year, we're going to start the back off sponsorship, and we're going to show them that this community can take care of itself. This is how it starts right here. I want you guys to remember this. This is May May 3rd, we introduced this concept. So all you journalers out there, people that are journaling, I want you to really dig in on this. How many of you guys are with me right now on this concept, this ideal of self-sufficiency? I want you to, if you are, put in 5.5. I want you to get excited. I want you to tell all your photographer friends. And you know what? You can order these online. If you're attending the conference, we're gonna give them to you at the conference because we want you to wear them. And if you're not attending the conference, you can still support us and buy these t-shirts. Goodness. Thank you. You don't have to attend to get a t-shirt. We're going to ship them out to you. Yes. Okay. Let's get on with this. Let's get on, because I'm gonna come back to this, you guys. I have to talk about this. Let's talk about urban landscape photography. This is a class that I'm going to teach in Detroit, and I got to tell you, I'm going to share some tidbits with you so that you really understand what you're in for. The urban landscape class, I believe, is filled up. I'm not really sure just yet, but I'm going to share some tips with you. You guys know that I created a program, a 7-step process called the Creative Zone, and I'm going to share this with you. Now, here's an image I made, and this is super, super high contrast. I pushed the contrast as far as I could go in this image, literally. And here's the ideal. I wanted to print this on metal. Super high contrast on metal looks good when you do it right. Now, I wish I could tell you this was planned, but it wasn't. I was actually working a corporate event and I had some time, and I ran to the car, pulled out some gear, and set up on this really quickly while the guests were having lunch. And the first thing I thought was, you know what, this lighting is perfect for metal. I wish I could tell you I was that smart and I made up that line of reasoning, but I actually borrowed that from Ansel Adams. I did. He would always shoot for his prints. He would always set up his camera and his exposures for his prints. These are the kind of things that we're going to touch on. These are the kind of things that we're going to touch on in our program. Isn't that insane when you think about it? Put in a Wi-Fi for me if this is making sense for you. Let me see Wi-Fi. If this is making sense for you, be like, Keith, I never thought about it like that. Let me see a Wi-Fi. Yep. Isn't that a trip when you think about it? It's like, wow. You know what? I never thought about shooting for a canvas, and how my exposure is going to look on that canvas. I never thought about that, Keith. I'm going to start thinking about that, because when you're in Detroit and you're out on my photo walk, guess what? I'm going to have you thinking about that. I'm going to have you thinking about, is the light high contrast, low contrast? If it is, how is that going to affect your end game when you start to print? Because you know what? I was always told that you are not a complete photographer if you are not printing your work. Now, I want you to think about this. Let's look at this with the third eye, you guys. Let's go to the third eye. How many of you guys remember what the third eye is? Let's go. There's a word associated with the third eye. Let's think about this. Anybody want to take a stab? Anybody want to take a stab at it? The third eye. Let's look at this objectively. Now, here's where we're going to go. Imagine if the sun set and I popped in a couple of speed lights and put a yes, there's a macro and a micro concept. Yep, you know where I'm going, Commander Mike. You see that little opening to the right? Imagine if we put some people there. We just shifted over a little bit, took the bridge out and kept the tree in, put some people there, popped in a speed light. Now we have an extraordinary image, you guys. You see that? See why navigating the landscape is important? You see that? I'm already at the f-stop that I need for the light if I was going to pop in electronic light. Remember I told you earlier today, I think it was earlier today, how you can, if you can navigate the landscape, you just plug some people in and you got easy money on a sale. They're going to love it. Is this making sense? If I was shooting a wedding here, that's exactly what I would do. I would put my bride and groom there. And you know what? When I was shooting this, I was actually thinking about the distance from where I was, because a pocket wizard will get you 2,000 feet. I'm thinking, man, I pocket wizard that up, make sure, I got a line of sight. I'm going to work. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to pull out a 200 and go to work. You see the thinking there? You see that? Mm-hmm. Yes, we would have to navigate some. This is a tough shot. But you know what? If you set up on it properly, it's an easier shot. Is that making sense for you guys? Any questions before we move on? Because I'm going to show you a couple more images. Any questions? Any questions? Going. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Okay, here we go. Now, urban landscape. Look at the irony in this. I want you to look at the irony. This guy's got his hood up, broke down on the side of the road, and this guy's just blazing by on his bicycle. There's so much going on here. Brandy. There's a restaurant right above the bicyclist called Brandy Hose. Hey, I'm just reading what it says on the awning, right? Over the years, I've collected a lot of bicycle shots. You guys have seen them. I got a whole bicycle collection, right? I've got a whole bicycle collection. This is one of them. This is actually one of the first originals, and I cropped it like this. Yes, you see the contradiction, and it's triangular when you look at it. It's triangular. So if you work from the truck, you go to the awning, to the bicyclist, you see how it's all a triangular contradiction. I'm standing in one spot. I'm exercising. This was my first exercise in the creative zone. I'm standing there and I'm just waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for the photography to come to me. If you're with me right now, you think, Keith, this is making sense. I'm getting this because I'm going to show you some bicycle shots. You've seen the ones that I've shot in Seattle where we're panning. So I'm showing you part of my collection. I don't know. Maybe when I'm not here anymore, this will mean something. I don't know. If you're with me right now, let's go 5.5. 5.5, you guys. 5.5 if you're with me right now and you're thinking to yourself, it's getting kind of interesting in here, Keith, because I'm going to show you the connection. There's a connection here. There's a story that I'm going to tell about bicycling. Yes. Right? There it is right there, Mike. You feel the frustration as well as the movement. There she is right there. Cheryl, what's going on? Hey, Al Peters. What's going on? Is your first name Al, by the way? Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about this. How do you get photos like this? How do you do this? You know what? I got a quick answer. Pray to the camera gods. Pray to the camera gods. They'll straighten you out. But you know what? Before you do that, you got to come in ready to go. Not prepared, but ready to go. That's the real answer. Okay, let's go to this next one. Watch this. Come on. Oh, watch out. Boom. Remember I was telling you about bicycle photos? I'm just working. Okay, so in that last image, the awning said Brandy Hose, right? Now I'm just reading the awning. It says Brandy Hose. Now, in this next shot right here, I'm just working the corner. Now, don't read into that too much. I'm working the corner right here on my 360-degree perspective, and this guy rolls by and on this bicycle, and I just hold up. I got distracted. Hold on, you guys. Hold up. My wife just got on here. Oh, my goodness. Hold up. Wait, hold on. I gotta pause. What's up, Captain Lamar? What's up, Antoinette? Hold on, my wife just got on here. You know what, you guys? My wife left the house this morning. She was looking so cute. I had to interview her. Like, where you going? Baby, where you going? Dressed up this cute. She had on nice little shoes, and you know how women they do the toes and all that kind of. Hey, I'm distracted right now. Hold on, I'm distracted right now. She looking all cute, hair, you know. Come on now. All right, let me get back on track. How you doing, babe? I hope you had a great day today. I know you were busy. Okay, so here we go. Now think about that. Think about this bicycle shot for a second. Look at the lines on the ground. So I'm working every aspect. I'm working every aspect of this image. The people, look, they're looking over there at him. The guy walking underneath the umbrella, the subway sign. Um, think about this. Think of the contradiction. Subway, the bicycle, the composition. This is the urban landscape. This is what we're negotiating right here on a regular basis. This is what you're going to learn to do when you come to Detroit and you take my class. I'm going to give you the creative zone to the point where it just impacts your thinking. What you do with that is up to you. But I'm going to pour into you. And let me tell you why. Let me dive out of here for a quick second. I want to share something with you guys. You know, recently I went to Las Vegas for the National Association of Broadcasters, and for the most part, I was kind of disappointed. I did get this book on podcasting, and it's helping me a lot. Looks amazing on YouTube. Thank you, Mike. Um, I was disappointed, you guys, because all the classes that I attended or platforms that I attended, they were all pretty much just surface level information. I didn't really learn. It was almost like somebody was doing. It was like I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. It was like a presentation or something. Like, here's an overview, and then we got something for you on the showroom floor. That's kind of how I felt. It was disappointing, and I took time out of my schedule and time, the travel time away from my wife to do that. I was just disappointed. And you know what? When I think about the positive and how, because, I like to think the glass is half full, what I thought was, that was an indicator from the universe that I need to deliver when people come to see me talk about photography, social media, whatever. I need to deliver. I need for people to walk away knowing that they are checklisted for everything that they need to do. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a checklist of things you need to do. If you don't utilize it or execute it at that point, then you know what? I have passed the baton. It's your turn now. I want you guys to really understand that. That's what it means to me. That's what this conference means to me as well as Sean. We want you to walk away. Look, I have about 50 minutes to an hour in each one of my sessions. Every 15 minutes, I am going to hit you with some information that you can use. That's my ideal. Every 15 minutes, I am going to hit you with some information, and then I'm going to give you that information in the end and challenge you to execute it. How many of you guys saw that posting that Rodney Gary posted in the Bomb Squad, a testimonial, unsolicited, right? Unsolicited. How many of you actually saw that? Matter of fact, I'm going to go over here to Facebook. You guys, I'm not in a hurry to get off here. If you got to go, I totally understand. I'm on a mission. We're 16 days out from Xposure. I'm excited and anxious. It is going to be jam. You're Commander Mike. You are right. Hey, your ears are going to be sore. I guarantee you that. Your ears will be sore. Okay. Now watch this. I want to share something with you guys. I'm going to flip the screen over right here. I want to share this with you. Okay, here's the posting right here. I'm going to bring it up for you. Hang on a second. Here we go. Okay, here's the posting that I want you guys to see. The Bomb Squad testimonial. I would like to share that our community is real. Being here over a year now and listening, training, and taking it all in has changed my photography greatly. Now I'm going to tell you, Rodney he's got a good grasp on photography. He has a full-fledged business. Like this, he's in it full time. He's rocking and rolling. Keith B. Dixon has been there and done lots of things that are on my goal list. I truly admire the knowledge he is pouring into us. Now he's reading this, and I'm gonna go ahead. Normally I don't read these whole things, but I want you. The point I'm trying to make is the application here. I never thought I would be able to get to this point in my career so soon, covering a corporate event in Savannah for the next 3 days. Now I'm gonna tell you, he's probably making some hefty money because corporate typically is gonna be about $1,000 a day at the minimum, right? And Rodney, if you're watching this, I'm gonna tell you that once you get a taste of that corporate money, them weddings are gonna go to the wayside. I'm gonna tell you that right now, brother. Um, so he's covering it not just any corporate event, but a publicly traded company. So I know he's getting paid, and those are hard to get, you guys. You got to all the ducks have got to line up right now. When I sent my proposal, I had all my ducks in a row, a great management system, all my insurance coverages, and a great. You hear how he? Come on, wait, hold on. You hear what he's saying? A great website. You know, I talk about your website is your 24-hour employee. um, you invest in it one time, and your website is working for free, or once a year, whatever you do, once a month, and there it is. Thank you, Bomb Squad. Isn't that amazing, you guys? Isn't that amazing? Come on, Rodney. Kudos, man. Kudos to you, brother. Kudos all day. Is that exciting? If you guys are with me right now, 7.7, we're going to get up out of here in just a minute. Let me check over on the YouTube side. Yes. Thank you, Joseph. Michelle. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Bring a notebook and a pen. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Commander Mike is going to be very thorough because we call him Mike the Scientist, right? Matthew, very thorough. Terry White, very thorough. Sean Lee, the list goes on. Come on. Terrell Lloyd. Let me tell you about Terrell Lloyd real quick. I'm going to digress. And by the way, you guys, earlier today I said that Terrell Lloyd is the only black official NFL photographer. That is true, by the way, because someone had sent me a message and said, no, the Los Angeles Rams has a black photographer. They do, but he is not an official NFL photographer. Because in the NFL, you guys, they do have contracted photographers that basically handle all of the team's photography. So Terrell Lloyd is the only official NFL photographer. So I want you to know that going into it. All right, we got to be fact checking around here because sometimes I get on here and I might misstate something, and I want to be as accurate as possible. Now it's not always going to be the case sometimes, but I'm working towards it. So we do some fact checking on here, and that's a fact. So Terrell is the only official and the longest running. He's been a photographer in the NFL 21 years. And I want you guys to know that 21 years in the NFL. All right. Any questions before we go on to this next photo? Because remember, it's all about people and landscapes. And I know I digressed a little bit, but I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Okay, here's a photo that I made in Puerto Rico, and I think my wife may have been with me when I made this photo. I saw this guy just kind of looking at everybody. He's literally just standing there doing exactly what I was doing. That's why I made this photo. That is the explanation. That's what I'm rolling with here. So I was standing there looking. I was going through my absorption phase in the creative zone, and I saw this guy. He's just standing there looking. He wasn't talking to those people. I don't even think he knew them. And, I was like, let me make this photo really quick. And that's exactly what I did. Where is it going to go? I don't know. I'm not really sure. This is why it's good. And the reason why I'm bringing this photo up is because you have to archive something like this, because You may create something in a whole different environment, and now you can link those two together and then have pictures of people just looking at stuff. Photography is really just that simple. It really is. All right. That's all I got for you guys tonight. That's all I got for you. Was this scope? What's the value on this scope? Put in a value rating. A value rating on this broadcast on both sides, you guys. I need to see a value. I need to get rated. Let's get a rating going. From 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. How would you rate this scope tonight in terms of value and content? Let's see what it is on both the YouTube side and Facebook. I know I get a little animated and excited, but I'm just really passionate about this stuff. I really am. If you're just tuning in, my name is Keith B. Dixon. This is the Kilo Bravo Delta Zone official. My name is Keith B. Dixon. Obviously, the phonetic Kilo Bravo Delta Keith B. Dixon. It's official. Thank you, Commander Mike. It's official. 16 days. Tomorrow's 15 days. The countdown is near. That's about, what is that, like 15 days? Right? That's not even 3 weeks. It's less than. It's like 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks away. Crunch time, baby. Let's go. All right. I have to take deep breaths, you guys, because guess what? I get excited. I have to catch my breath. Okay, so look here. Before you go, be sure to tune in to the Keith B. Dixon Zone podcast. You can find it at podcast.keithbdixon.com. I'll be updating it shortly. I've been working on some podcasts and, working on my voice and all that kind of stuff that podcasters do. And the reason for the podcast is so we don't have to anchor you in at these times, and you can download and listen to it anytime you want. You can also find those podcasts on iTunes. If you're, if you're a iOS user and Mac user, you can go to iTunes. You can get iTunes in your on Windows too. You can download them there. It's there. You can also go watch this. You can also go to SoundCloud as well. All right. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. I'm gonna get up out of here. I usually try not to go past 8:00. You guys. I try to keep everything real limited because respect for time, and I know some of you guys got to go to sleep. So thank you for tuning in. My name is Keith B. Dixon. I got to tell you, see, my wife is, baby, are you still on here listening? That's amazing. Thank you. I feel so confident now since my wife is on here listening. All right, I will see you guys soon. Thank you, Deshaun, for your graphics, and your graphics is taking us to a whole new level. So I really appreciate that, and I will see you guys really soon.